Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to some more single-player Tarkov, and today we are on the reserve, using one of my favourite weapons in the game, a 7.62 chambered AK with some fairly nice ammunition, actually, because, yeah, no, it's not you. The screen was actually frozen up until this point, loading everything in. With some actually very nice ammunition. I think I can buy, or actually I know I can buy, I think like tier 5 ammo from Prapor now, in 7.62, now that I have him at max level. Of course, the problem is I can only buy a relatively limited amount of it. Each restock cycle. I feel like there was nothing I could have done there. Like, I shot one guy, I shot the other guy so many times. I just got tapped in the head. Like, what are you gonna do about it, you know? It's a shame. It was one of my favorite rifles, but 545 to the face, man. Like, what can I do about that? Head jaws, and there you go. I suppose technically I could have aimed a bit higher and, you know, chained up a few headshots instead of going for center of mass, but it's like I said, I haven't played in a while, and I'm a bit rusty, and I think even in you know, even me from a couple of weeks ago would have struggled to put down all of them there. I thought it was just one guy. So fast, so bloody fast. And that as well. Alright, tell you what, let's go again. I'm going to get my other gear out, get some other things that I have, because I have plenty of stuff around. Yeah, there you go. Handled that firefight like a pro. I did, didn't I? Well, not really, but, you know. Oh well. Yeah, let me see. I have this redoubt armor with some very nice plates. I have stuff. I have stuff that I can use. So it's not the end of the world. Let me just you know, get my gear back up, or buy some more gear, get re-equipped, and I'll see you in the reserve in a minute once again. Okay, here we go. I hate these spawns. I hate these fighting spawns where instead of having to ease myself into the game, I'm having to jump into combat immediately. Even if it is against scavs, still hate it. So, you might notice we are not really on the reserve. Yeah, no. Instead, we are on shoreline. Why are we on shoreline, Juggernaut? Well, for one thing, there's a couple of tasks up there in the resort, which I might want to try and get. But that's not the main reason. The main reason is I need to wait for another restock of the traders before I can buy enough ammo to take the AK out again. It's not the same AK from before, it's a different one, but they're still chambered. Or rather, they're both chambered in the same caliber. And so, until we can get the aforementioned restock of the traders, we're using the Sig Spear, chambered in 6.8. The best of the best, some might argue. And I think game-wise, there's little doubt about that, right? I think this is the meta weapon. The only problem is it's so goddamn rare, right? The bullets are not difficult to acquire, especially the full metal jacket ones. They're people walking about. Dare I say it, they're even affordable. Chit 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 chit. I think I can get him from here. This is going to be a kill and a half. I just need him to get out of the woodwork so that I can get a good shot on him. I know he's right there. I saw him, but not enough to take a shot. Enough to throw a grenade, though. He's like in there, but I don't see him enough to start shooting, although I do see him enough to make some pressure and to move up on him. Stirred up the bloody hornet's nest, didn't we? I can't believe he's alive. I mean, this thing is a beast, right? 80 damage. That is... Look at the health. That is enough to black out any limb, barring some protection, and this thing can go through a fair bit of protection, so... I'm surprised he's still alive. Distance over bore is a bit of a problem, as you can see, because you don't really shoot exactly where the red dot is pointing at these distances. This is a gun very much made for long distance, and I watched recently a very experienced, or at least according to his claims, but I have no reason to doubt him, member of the US Armed Forces who's been in active service for, I want to say, like a few dozen years, like 24 years or so at least. He talked about what he thinks about the SIG and the whole switching of calibers and etc., etc., and he made some, well, let's just say very, very persuasive arguments as to why that's not the best idea. And his, that's a dead guy's thing I'm just getting spooked by. Ooh, okay, wait. No minefield over here, right? Yeah, no. I wanted to get on this side of that. Well, so that guy's dead. Part of me wants to go after that gun of his and see what's what. Part of me wants to leave. Head towards the... yeah, let's get out of here. Head into the swamp and then towards the airdrop. Because I lost a fair bit of stuff in that previous run and I need to make some money, so... honestly... an airdrop would do me just fine about now. Just be vigilant over here. Just also not walk into any mines if we can help it. Okay, I'm on the edge of the map and I think over here there's very, very rarely anyone. In fact, on the live server, when I played, I used to make the swamp a bit of a home of mine. Back in the day, of course, I was a lot, I want to say, objectively a lot worse at the game, because I just didn't know the maps, I didn't know so many things about the game, but still, it was a bit of a... it was a creepy spot, and I think for that reason, back in the day, a good chunk of the player base avoided it. And so, you could like, camp out over here. There's not a lot of good loot, which is why the more experienced players avoid it, and the newer players avoid it, because, well, it's creepy, and they don't really want to deal with creepy, as well as getting one shot from ludicrous distances by people with spears and, you know. Large caliber bolt action sniper rifles and 338 Lapua and so on and so forth. And so what ended up happening was this was kind of like a abandoned area, and I think that it sort of stays like that to this day. I don't think this is a very popular part of the map. Which is fine, I don't mind that. I need a few more of these, don't I? So, I mean, I'm collecting a fair bit of junk. Not that I really need it, but dead ahead is the airdrop. So let's go over there. Anyways, as I was saying, the man talked about why switching calibers is a problem and why 6.8 is not that great. Sure, it gives you more range and stuff, and yeah, he listed all the positive aspects of switching to a rifle like this, and then he listed all the negative ones, and I gotta say, the man's making a lot of sense. 6.8 is a great round. I have no quarrel against it. It's supposed to be the middle ground between the sort of hefty weight of 7.62 and the trajectory, speed, recoil, etc., of 5.56. You know, 7.62 NATO, 7.62 Russian. They're fairly different, especially when it comes to their range, but in terms of the recoil and the size of the bullet and so on and so forth, there's also a noticeable difference there, so it is important to differentiate. But let's say between 7.62 NATO and 5.56, you know, also NATO. And yeah, it's great. I think it's a middle ground between the two really does need to exist, and not just for the military, but for the civilian market as well. Now, well, Juggernaut, the middle ground already exists. It's the 30... Well, look, yes, but... You can tell I'm incredibly out of practice due to the simple fact that I indeed did not see that guy. Until it was honestly all but too late. I don't need a CMS kit. Honest to God, genuinely did not see the scav here. Let's see if he left anything for me. Can I pick a sealed weapons case? I don't think I can carry it. Maybe I can. Okay, ULAC isn't terrible, but everything else kind of is. Oof, yeah, I can't carry this, can I? I could to the lighthouse. Yeah, let's carry it to the lighthouse. Technically, lighthouse isn't far away, and it's early enough in the raid that I could carry 2 weapon cases out, but that's just pushing it a bit much, honestly. I'm gonna carry 1 and I'm gonna be happy. But, I suppose it's a chance to finish the story, right? And a shorter raid wouldn't be amiss, really. So, he talked about it from a logistics standpoint. The producer of your ammo comes from one company, one factory. In any situation where the proverbial S hits the fan, right, that's a big, big problem in terms of just the volume of production that you need, that you might end up needing in terms of supply, in terms of, you know, what if a meteor happens to hit, like, that factory? And I know it's not like one specific factory, that they have multiple places where they produce the ammo, but at least I think so. Well, I'm sure as hell hope so, but thought that was a person. So he mentions that as a potential negative, but or that might have actually been in the comments, but his main point was, logistically speaking, you're switching from a rifle that pretty much, and a caliber that pretty much the entire army uses, from the reserve troops to the front lines, right? Everyone uses 5.56. And then you're switching to this caliber, which is supposed to be sort of universal for both your machine gun, your sniper rifle, or your DMR, sorry, not your sniper rifle, and your basic infantry weapon, your basic assault rifle, right? Yeah, the assault rifle, you know what I mean. And so, okay, you're switching to that. That's a big leap. That's a lot of money, a lot of production, a lot of logistics need to go into that to gradually sort of transition over. And then the sort of bigger logistic issue is on a more tactical level. And I hate to be the, nerd with the glasses telling people that, but I can sort of see it in-game. You know what the problem is? The amount of ammunition you're carrying. Because here's the thing, in Tarkov, it doesn't matter that much, because I can put accurate shots onto people's heads with this thing. But if this were a little bit more realistic, and I was a little bit more afraid for my life, and shot this thing at fully automatic, and shot this weapon with the purpose to suppress enemy positions. Well, that's what the machine gun's for. Yeah, that's great when you have one, and when you're in a perfect scenario engaging the enemy. When you're actually on the ground, and you have to, use your weapon to protect yourself, and to engage the enemy, you don't really look for the optimal weapon to engage the enemy with the optimal range and the optimal whatever. You use what's at hand with the enemy that is in front of you, right? So, in a more realistic scenario, you end up having about half as much ammo as you would with 5.56. Now, even with the best trigger discipline and good logistics and everything, that's still a pretty big problem. And you gotta understand that if you're carrying half the ammo as an infantryman, so is the machine gunner. And so is everyone else. Matter of fact, due to the size and weight of the bullet and the difference between the two, pretty much everywhere you go is going to be half the amount of ammunition, and there have been situations in the field, especially in the Middle East, where US troops were running out of ammo. And getting ammunition to them was a challenge. And there were some very dicey situations where ammunition was a big problem. And, not super often, but again, there wasn't a peer war. It was, or a military operation, if you will. But even then, in certain situations, soldiers' guns would go click. And that's the worst sound that you want to hear in a firefight, knowing that, it just went click and you don't have any more magazines on you. That's it. At least not full ones. It's a big problem, and he mentions, I think, I saw this video, a while ago. I don't know if he said that it was his experience with that or someone else's, but I know that happened. It's even documented cases with body cams and stuff. GoPros, etc., etc. It's a problem, and you need to think about that problem, and his point is, okay, even if you get some geniuses to figure everything out on a micro level and the macro level of these logistics and everything, you're still doing all of that to transition from 5.56 to 6.8. Why exactly? And he says, why not go to 6.5 Creedmoor? You get pretty much exactly what you're looking for, a middle ground between 5.56 and 7.62, with more range, more punch, etc., etc., but 6.5 is about the same size and weight as 5.56. And in terms of magazines and the amount of ammunition you can carry, it's going to be roughly the same, right? So you end up with just a lot more bullets. Now, granted, there are differences between 6.8 and 6.5 Creedmoor. But are they significant enough to just disregard 6.5? I don't think so. And he makes a very, very, very good point as to why this is not the best option for the US Army, and why, they're going through with it, but he's not exactly thrilled about it. And so, yeah. I mean, it's interesting, if nothing else. It's an interesting listen. Maybe you completely disagree with him. Maybe he has no idea what he's talking about. You're free to interpret it as you wish, but it's nothing if not interesting, right? Okay, so I'm gonna put. I already have 2, don't I? Yes, I do. So I can sell this. Also have a metric ton of these 45 ACP rounds now. That's good. All right, so we got some pretty interesting stuff out of all of this. I can sell the sausage too. I have tons of those. I need the Tushonka for general wares. Don't need this. Hydra. What is this? Right. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna sell that, I think. Yeah. Romeo Spaces, not something I need. Reserve barrel for the UMP. PK062 is it's a good sight, but again, not really something I need. Although, to be honest with you, I could. Oh, I now know why these come in packs. Okay. It's like you do this, and then you do... Oh. Well, never mind then. Thought I'd put it on the space, but it's not a Picatinny rail up there. Yeah, never mind. So I was going to sell everything. Kind of wanted to go out with the UMP and then test it out a little bit, because it's a UMP. They're freaking awesome, but I don't think that's a great idea. I could do like a factory run with it. Could be fun, but it's not a lot of ammo. The bullets are not great. It's fairly late in the raid. Now we're in the, you know, life cycle of the wipe in the game and whatnot. Although it is giving me bullets that are effective against tier 4 armor. And quite a number of them, like 200. I'll think about it. I'll also sort this out in a bit and sell all this stuff until, or rather, I'm going to do that later. For now, though, I want to go over to Scorpion and get this task done. And pick up Marksman level 3. I did this one, I think off camera, because I had a raid where I was just sniping around on Lighthouse for a little bit. It was relatively successful, although I did get pretty injured towards the end of the raid. I got hit pretty badly by a guy I could not see, so yeah. Not great. On the other hand, the Sword International Mark 18, chambered in 338 Lapua Magnum. Good God, what a gun. Look at it. I mean, just goodness gracious, right? Chonky boy, as they say, certified chonky boy. Let's move all this up. Put the gun there. It's just ridiculous. Okay. We have to try it out, right? At one point. Soon, even. We absolutely have got to try it out. Holy hell, even removing the... Why is it so large? Is it because of the... Yeah, it's because of the scope, mainly. I can shrink it down in size considerably like this, but... Jesus, the size of this thing. Alright, anyways. That's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching. Next time we're going to go to the reserve, because I'm going to be able to buy some more ammunition off of Prap, all the good stuff. There it is. Right. No, I bought the maximum. Yikes. Oh well. anyways, when it restocks, I'm going to be able to buy some more, and next time that's what we're going to be doing. So until then, please do remember to like, subscribe down below if you enjoy the video, and want to stay tuned with the rest of the series and the rest of the content that I produce on the channel. Until next time, have fun, take care, and bye-bye.